All right, we're gonna try to list these bows here. I know a lot of people, they list different ways. Some of them use a camera and some put it on the computer and do it that way. Me personally, I just use the old iPhone. So first thing you need, of course, your iPhone, cup of Joe. If you don't have a cup of Joe, so, of course I live off that at 6:30 at night, and here I am drinking coffee. But anyway, I got these four, they're Corel, and I know what they are. They're winter frost. They're all white. Uh, Cereal bows, about 6¼ inches or so. So first thing I do, if I'm trying to figure out what I got, I'm going to take a picture of it on my eBay app, and I'm going to let that thing search up. Now I've got the Corel. Now this is the stuff that's listed for sale. I don't want that, because a lot of people, they overprice their stuff, and it's, not worth exactly, what they're asking. So I'm going to hit that filter button. Hit that filter button again. I'll show more. I'm going to scroll down here to the sold. And you can also, there's a little tab right there. You can see it, but when you're on your phone yourself, you'll be able to see it better than what I can show you, here. But I'm just getting you a quick overview of what I do. And so now I'm going to look for the bow. As I see a winter frost, that's an 8½ inch serving bow. I don't want that one. I'm going to just keep scrolling because I know I've already measured these. They're about 6¼ inches. So I'm going to keep scrolling until I find me one that's about 6¼ inches right here. Now that's Creighton barrels. We don't want them. You got to make sure you get the right bow. You're comparing apples to apples. And I had them just a little bit ago, right before I decided to make this, and they always disappear. So here's 8 of them. This is a set of 8 that I found on here. And if I click on that, a set of 8, back in December 5th, they sold for $30. So I'm gonna, and you can put on there, sell one like this. There's a little tab there that says sell one like this. I'm gonna sell one like that. And then when I have to go there and adjust everything, because this is a set of 8, I only got a set of 4. So I'm gonna go in here and adjust, make sure that's a set of 4. And any details that you don't want to put in your listing, you need to adjust it to what you're actually listing. Then I'm gonna go down there to the condition as used. And now I'm gonna go down here to the item specifics. And you wanna make sure that everything in there is right. A lot of people, they will just trust what's there, but don't do that, because you're going to end up, with some false information there. You might end up where it says in there you got 6 of them when you're only listing 4, just because it says it in the title. Make sure you go through everything, because if you don't, like right there, I don't know if you can see that, you can't see it on the phone, but it says 8 piece. So then I need to go in here and edit that. I'm going to have to go in there and edit that to make that a 4 piece. And I've sold several of this white dish sets. So I've got one of my own that I could just go in there and sell similar. But I was going to show you how I actually, do one for the first time. And the diameter and stuff, and that's all the same. And you can check your diameter, because I always do when I'm listing. It's 6¼ inches. And then I'm done with that. And then you can go down to the pricing. We can take some pictures of it. First, I'll take pictures right here, right off my phone. I'll get kind of a big picture over the whole thing. Then I'll measure them. You want to measure the diameter, because you can have the diameter in the description. You can spell it out however you want, but you put a tape measure in there. Everybody's different. They look for different things. And I kind of take a picture of the overall quality of each bow. And plates the same way, because some, especially used plates, you're going to have some that may have scratches and stuff. And if they got scratches, you want to point that out. And then I'll flip them over and take a picture. And one of the reasons I do that, because I want them to see the quality on the bottom. Like these here, the lettering is just hardly worn at all. So I want them to see that they're They're not a worn out, you know, you don't want to sell worn out dishware, and nobody wants to buy worn out dishware. Take a picture of that, and then I'm done with all my photos. And then I'll go down here and pick a price. And down here it says, see how other sellers priced it. Okay, so that and there's $30 for 8 bows. You know, so I want to say like maybe 16, 17. You know, you want to price it to where you can accept offers. And if somebody offers me 14, 13, you know, I'd probably take it. But starting out at, you know, $16, $17, you might find somebody that just wants that and they want it now. And it's amazing because it seems like when people are making offers, it seems like different days is different. If somebody's making lowball offers, you're going to get them all day. But it seems like if somebody's buying full price, you're going to get full price sales all day. I don't know how that works. That's just the way it is. But anyway, I'm going to price this at $16.95 for these 4 bows. And I am going to accept offers. And me personally, I do promote. I'm going to make sure my shipping preferences are right. I got one of my shipping preferences is just normal items and not local pickup applied. Because if somebody, you know, if somebody lives in Fort Smith, I'm here in Van Buren, but you know, if somebody, you know, lives close to me, you know, that way they can come pick it up, save themselves some shipping, because shipping's high. I don't care if you are shipping, you know, just across town. All right. And me personally, I promote. I don't promote on the suggested. I was there for a while, but you know, after a little bit, you see how much money that's costing. It does cost some money. I've heard some people say 2%, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. I've heard some people say they promote it regular. There's nothing wrong with that. You just got to price it to where you can still make some money off of that. And I do mine at 9%. And all that's going to do is it may put yours above other sellers as first view. Now, it may not, if theirs is outpricing you, they may get to sell after all. And then I'm going to list my item. It's a done deal. It's live. Like I say, I know everybody's list is a little bit different, and I don't think there's a wrong way. And there's some other resellers out there that I've watched a lot of their videos, and they're good. You know, I've only been doing this about 2.5 years or so. And so, you know, I'm more or less still a greenhorn. So, you know, I'm still learning every day. And you know, but if I can help somebody else to learn, you know, what I had to learn the hard way, it's a win for everybody. Anyway, thanks for watching.